Hi class, it's Dr. Jarman again. I felt a little rushed at the end of the lecture talking about how to manipulate the Bible data set, which corresponds to problem 2.18 in the book. So I thought I would take a little more time and maybe just post a little YouTube video to help everyone out to know how to manipulate this data set. So you will notice that I've already logged into my stat lab. I am at your home page, so to speak, and I'm going to go to StatCrunch so I can access that data set. This is a data set from my textbook, so I click on data sets from the textbook. This data set came from chapter 2, so I'm going to click on chapter 2 data sets, and I'll scroll down until I see Bible, and it will load all of those Bible variables. So the variable that we're interested in is the very last column called Bible 1, which this gives the responses to the questions if the people thought that the Bible is the actual Word of God to be taken literally, if it's inspired Word of God, etc. Now you will notice that the way that these values are represented are kind of weird. You see some 1s, some 2s, some 3s, some 4s, some 8s, some 9s, and then you see some dots. The 9s and dots both indicate that no response is given, and so we need to get rid of those to be able to talk about what proportion of the people that responded that the Bible is the actual Word of God to be taken literally, etc. So what we will do is we're going to come here and we're going to sort our data. We're going to get all the 1s together, the 2s together, the 3s together, the 4s, 8s, 9s, and then all the dots together. So come over here to data and select sort column. Sort column. We're going to select the Bible 1 column because that's the column of data that we're working with, and we will hit sort. Now I'm just going to X out of this because they've already done this. So they created a new column in which all of our information has been sorted. Now I'm going to scroll down until I start seeing those undesired responses. So I'll scroll up a little bit. So 8, that was the last response that we were interested in. The 9s were the no responses and the dots were the no responses. So what we're going to do, we're going to highlight all the 9s and the dots. So I'm going to left click on the first 9, and then I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to keep scrolling down until I have highlighted all of the 9s and all of the dots. It's going to take a moment because there are over 2,800 data values in this particular data set, so just have a little patience and keep scrolling down until you start running into some empty cells. So again, it's going to take a moment, but we will get there. So we're at 1,800. 1,900, making a little bit of progress here. Just keep going. Going. 2,100, getting a little bit closer. There might be a better way to highlight all of these. I just haven't found it in StatCrunch yet. But I'm relatively new as well as you, so we're learning together. You're at 2,500 now, getting closer. 2,600. 2,700. We should be getting near to the end now, somewhere in the 2,800s. Oh, there it is. So now I have made sure that I have highlighted my last dot. Then I'm going to come over here to edit, and I am going to cut those responses out. Now if you scroll up, you will notice that the last response in our sorted Bible column is an 8, which is what we want. So then you can manipulate this data set doing whatever operations are asked for in the problem. For instance, if the question asks you for a summary table, you can go to Stat, select Tables, Frequency. We are dealing with the sorted Bible. Next, we can do frequencies. We can also do relative frequencies. We can also select percents if we so choose and calculate. So there would be our frequency table, our relative frequency, and our percentage table. So as we can see, reading this frequency table, we have 1.725% of the data values came from response 4. Okay, we can see that 47% roughly of the people polled said that the Bible is the inspired Word of God, but not everything is to be taken literally. Almost 34% said that it is the actual Word of God and it is to be taken literally. So we can see some of the results there. So that should help. Say, for instance, if you wanted to come up with a bar chart for all of these responses, we could come to graphics, bar plot. Now notice this is a little bit different than the examples that we gave in the class, because for the first time our data values are not represented in a summary table. We have the actual raw data values, the physical list of all the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 8s. So we will select with data this time. Okay, we are going to come from the sorted Bible. We are going to maybe do a relative frequency bar chart. We love to display the values above the bars just because it makes it neat. So our x-axis label, these are our responses, and our y-axis, I believe we chose to use relative frequencies. Leave the default for the graph layout, and then we will create our graph. So again, as we said earlier, 47% of the respondents responded with 2. Okay? So I hope this short little tutorial is helpful to you as you are working with the data set in problem number 8. Good luck to each of you and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.